Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss with you agriculture marketing in the context of India. Agriculture marketing has particular environment which we needs to understand so that we can provide facilities to the business societies or the you can say directly to the farmers who are highly associated with this particular concept, and with the mindset that we can reorganize, redesign the marketing strategies for these particular industry so that in future we can have better infrastructure or able to utilize all resources and can generate good potential for the economy. As far as marketing of agriculture concept is concerned, it has basically two aspects, that is input market and the output marketing. For producing agriculture products, a large number of inputs are needed. These include seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, agriculture implements, tractors, pump sets, etc., cattle feed, poultry feed, etc. Input marketing also includes marketing of services such as diesel engine repair, healthcare services, etc. On the other hand, output marketing includes marketing of food, grains, vegetable milks, etc. Agriculture inputs has two components. One is consumables and another is capital inputs. In consumables, manures and fertilizers, seeds, insecticides, pesticides, diesel oil, electricity are the example. Capital inputs, tractors, trailers, harvesters, thresher, pump sets and other implements can be taken into an example. The importance of marketing system for farm inputs may be judged by three aspects. One is if the farm inputs reach the farmers in time at the least cost. The use of modern inputs by farmers largely depends upon the spread of information about them. The marketing system has to perform this function. An efficient marketing system for farm inputs is essential for the development of inputs, manufacturing and supplying industries in the country. Marketing environment of inputs have a particular framework which need to understand. The growth of input market is influenced by a large number of price as well as non-price factor. The major component of the framework are agronomic potential, the agroeconomic potential, the effective demand and actual consumption. As far as this agronomic potential is concerned, agriculture inputs can be considered to be primarily yield saving or yield raising units. In agroeconomic potential, inputs are typically expensive units. Unless the output that is gained due to the use of inputs or lost due to its non-usage, which is of substantial value, else farmers will not use inputs, the price of the output must be significantly high relative to the price of the input for agronomic potentials to be transformed into agroeconomic potential. Thus, output markets and demands become important determinants of agroeconomic potential. The third is actual consumption. Even when effective demand has been created, its actual consumption may be strongly restrictive unless there is aggregate supply either through production or import. Next is distribution. And these two variables have to study related to this actual consumption. Then is demand, media and competition. This is another important factors. Unlike consumer products, agriculture inputs are derived demand products. The inputs are demanded most individually you can say but a package because one input divides the need for other inputs, thus their demand complements each other. Now we have to discuss this marketing of agriculture inputs and outputs into different you can say industrial examples, like marketing of seeds, marketing of fertilizers, marketing of pesticides, and marketing of tractors. If you study with the different variables, then you can analyze the real problems and find the solution of all that problems, so that in future we can have better structure of the economy with the new latest trends of marketing, and need to redesign all that marketing strategies related with this all industry factors. Okay, we have to take a very first is marketing of seeds. The act related to Seed Act 1966 was enacted and National Commission on Agriculture was formed. In 1988, new policy on seed development was introduced. This new policy encouraged global seed companies to enter the seed business in India. Following major categories of seed companies operate in India, that are seed firms without research and design, seed firms with research and design (R&D), multinational companies MNCs, subsidiaries, joint sector firms, and public sector firms. Marketing of seeds an area that needs careful analysis based on following four parameters: production, pricing, distribution, promotion. Promotion of seeds is carried out in decentral, or you can say decentralized manner on an individual farm. The seed companies enter into a contract with the growers for production and supply of quality seeds. The growers bear all the cost and all risk. This is the, you can say, the specific things which we need to look into, because all risks are taken bear by growers only. No, you can say outsource agencies or the seed companies are going to or ready to bear this particular loss. So the risk with the growers of particular seed is sustained. They are paid at a pre-agreed price only after the quality of seed is tested and for quantity that passes through these tests. These also need to look into, so that better mechanism can be developed for the farmers. The land facility for contract production of seeds is obtained in the following ways: the lease system, the collaboration, seed growers, seed production organizers. As far as pricing is concerned, the final marketing price of certified seed is the result of component as follows: the seed price paid to the seed growers for raw seeds, storage and processing agents, transport, distribution, and marketing cost. And as the marketing of seeds industry or seed products is concerned, the two more factors, distribution and promotion, also should be discussed. That are public sector markets through dealers in private sector, dealers in cooperative sector, sale points, depots, and departmental sales. These four variables need to analyze. The distributors, dealers, and retailers are paid commission by the companies on the sales. As far as promotion is concerned, the demand for hybrid seeds is largely dormant and has to be awakened by creative use of promotional tools that reach the cultivators. Consumer contact program has to be launched. So we have analyzed this marketing of seeds into four basic variables. One is production, then is pricing, then is distribution, and final one is promotion. If you analyze these all four variables for elements, then it will become easy to develop a model for particular seed industry, so that the better price mechanism by better distribution system or better communication about the new seeds have to be communicated to the farmers. Now come on fertilizers of the marketing. Fertilizer industry is perhaps the most you can say controlled industry in India. Cooperative network operated through three-tier system, and method of fertilizer extension and promotion is direct communication and indirect communication. You have discussed the marketing of seeds with four parameters, that are product, pricing, distribution and promotion. These four variables will also, you can say, discussed in fertilizer marketing also, because the variables or basic elements will be the same to frame the strategies. As we have studied in marketing, product, price, place, promotion, these four variables, or maybe commonly called as 4 P's, have used in the marketing to frame the strategies, and that variables have utilized here to redesign strategies, and we have to work on these four variables. As I already discussed with you, the fertilizer marketing is controlled industry in India. Cooperative network operated to three-tier system. Maybe in some states two tiers or you can say one tier also have been used. Method of fertilizer extension and promotion activities through direct communication and indirect communication. And we can you can say analyze all these fertilizer industry with the you can say 2-3 problems. If you look into the low and inadequate distribution margins to the lower level societies, and to compete with private traders, high rate in interest on fertilizers credit, high cost of operation due to local disadvantages, lack of single window approach, poor management and lack of professionalism. These are all the problems. If you observe, then it will be easy for to develop a new pattern of fertilizers. And finally, pattern of fertilizer distribution in cooperative sector varies from state to state. Generally, the cooperative network operates at village level, primary level, as I was discussed with you in the three-tier system or two-tier system. And primary agriculture cooperative society are the ultimate units in the cooperative structure, adding as a retail sales point. Fertilizer business of state agro-industrial corporation still contributes a significant percentage to the total turnover. And then finally is promotion and extension activities, which is to create awareness about fertilizer, develop and strengthen their use, main potential buyers and services. There are also extension education programs have to be discussed. Then where we have various methods which we have already compiled in the form of direct communication and indirect communication. Now we can shift our discussion to the marketing of pesticides, where again the production, the distribution and promotion have to be you can say look into. And the pesticides groups are basically of chlorine agents, and this product is basically used for two basic purposes. One is for plant protection and another is for public health programs. The agriculture use of pesticide is of 60% for agriculture purpose and 40% is for non-agriculture uses. For distribution, the fertilizer or distribution of pesticide is carried out through state departments, cooperatives and private outlets. Out of total production for domestic sales and import, at least 50% is sold through non-associated formulators and less than 50% of it is sold through associated formulators. Finally, promotion, field demonstration, exposure trips, research farms, meeting with the farmers, training camps for farmers, Kisan Melas, television and radio programs, video shows considering the illiteracy among the farmers, pamphlets, handbills, leaflets, wall paintings, and local media such as street plays, nukkad nataks, dramas, festivals, religious fairs, for advertising the products. One product, biopesticide, should be discussed here because this biopesticide is basically on the neem based products, and in India has its upper edge regarding this product because neem is available in plenty and its plants are and throughout the various, you can say, part of India, and it's part of Indian culture also. They are less costlier, have larger shelf life, and can be used as broad spectrum for pest control agents. Biopesticides are mostly agro biotech products. And finally, I want to discuss with you marketing of tractors. The this particular marketing of tractors have all components like power tillers, threshers, spares, transplanters, and other power driven equipments and implements. The application is highly based on modern technology, so that various agriculture operation has now come to stay. I have two case studies also, which I will give to you to understand this marketing of tractors. So the finally we have discussed all these variables with the product, price, place, promotion, and these all variables need to understand into various perspectives with the government policies, with the present structure in India, and with the constraints, and with the present infrastructure, and with the economic resources. We need to redesign the marketing strategies for the agriculture inputs. Thank you very much.